I am Scott C. Graves, and I own Flowers and More here in Murfreesboro.
Scott, tell us how you got interested in this industry, the florist industry.
I would say probably my great grandmother. She had every flower imaginable, and it started when I was young, I would say.
Did she make flower arrangements?
No, she just was a gardener. She not only did flowers, but she did, produce, strawberries, peaches, everything. They had everything. That was way back a long time ago.
Where did you grow up?
Southport, which is outside of Columbia, Tennessee.
So at what age did you start dabbling in making arrangements?
That was in '96.
Okay.
I worked for Kroger, and they asked me to be in the flower shop, which I thought was kind of odd, but I was an artist, so I was in art school at the time, and it just kind of goes hand in hand, really.
For those of us who are not artists, how does it correlate with what you were learning in art school?
Well, you have to know kind of basic design. You have to have some skills. You have to be able to see things that other people can't. Color class was a very helpful thing, because you have to know all there is to know about what colors to put next to each other, what complements each other.
So how was the Kroger experience?
Oh, that was interesting. We probably don't want to go there. I was kind of wild, But as far as that, I don't know, it just kind of catapulted me to kind of leave there and explore doing it professionally. I had some good teachers.
Okay. And then you came to Murfreesboro.
Yes. I worked for the Flower Center in Murfreesboro. I started there in 2003.
Okay. And then from there to you're here on Vine Street, and you run your own, you own your own floristry. Is that what you call it, floristry?
Flower shop. Floral artist.
Okay, there you go.
That kind of came about just by luck, I guess. Being in the right place at the right time. I never thought I'd own my own shop. But I was given the opportunity, and I took it.
And how many years have you been here?
It's going on. Well, as far as when we first started this, I was the manager, but we started in 2007, and then I bought it in 2011.
So what do people usually come in here and ask for? What types of flowers?
Well, I get a lot of people out of trouble.
Okay.
So a lot of roses.
A lot of roses?
Yeah.
Okay, tell me about the trends in flowers, like from the when you first started to now. Is there traditional or?
The colors, I see a lot of the same colors. However, the styles change, There's a lot of this farmhouse trend that's been going on for a few years. A lot of wildflowers, more natural versus, constructed and placed in where it should be. It's more wild, which I like that. It's fine.
What are some things that have not changed in the flower business?
Momzillas? No.
Momzillas? Oh, that's funny.
They had a show about bridezillas, but it should have been momzillas, because I've had some interesting events in here.
I bet you have some stories.
Yeah, it's fun though. It's fun to talk about.
What about, I was thinking funerals. Has that changed much? Are people still traditional with the flower arrangements?
I'd say the pricing has changed, but I think a lot of people are looking for something that they want their loved one or their friend to carry home. Mm-hmm. So I do a lot of that.
And you've got a lot of houseplants in here, and that seems to be a really big fad right now.
It's a nice gift, and I'm trying to I can show you later that I've got some nice containers that I put these in now instead of just a wicker basket we were doing 100 years ago. I've started to, now a lot of times we can buy pre-mades, which I've done, in the past. You just kind of dress them up. I make all of my gardens now, so I enjoy that. Get your hands in the dirt.
Yeah.
This is a dirty job anyway. It's a fun kind of creative dirty job.
And do you do it by yourself, or do you have people to help you?
For the most part, I do it by myself, but I do have some kind volunteers that come and help on the holiday.
Oh yeah, that's a busy time. So you've mentioned it a few times, but the changes, especially because of the COVID pandemic and pricing right now, just economic crisis, I guess, that we're kind of in with businesses. How has that affected you as a small business owner, and how has that made you change, or what have you had to pivot because of that?
Well, that was a scary moment, I think, for all of us. I did what I felt was best for my business and myself. I went to Colombia to sort of kidnap my mother, so to speak, because I didn't know what was going on, and I had to just adjust to everything. And I had an employee at the time, and she was new, and unfortunately she was had something to happen, and she had to move away. So I thought, okay, well, I don't know what the future holds right now. It's slowed down to a halt because everybody's scared. So I decided to close the front, protect myself and my business, and just see how that goes. And I've had my doors closed for a little over 2 years. However, I am taking appointments, and I've just had to rearrange the whole way of operating.
And it's worked for you. You've done better.
Oh, you know how I am. I like to joke around, but it's been great.
Yeah.
Because you don't have to put up with anybody else's drama, and
Yeah.
you know exactly what you've done. So there are great things to it, but I know that it is maybe hurt my walk-in traffic a little bit, because there's people that want to see what you have, and I've done great with the technology. I've tried to use text message photos, and trying to show people what I have at least. And I can publicly apologize for not letting anybody in here, but I mean it was to protect me and my family. I have people in my family who are a little more susceptible, and they I didn't want to put anybody in danger. So, but it has worked out great for me. I mean, of course, I said that a while ago, but it is kind of nice to have somebody in here to work with too. But for the most part, it's been great.
So, do you still like being downtown? What's
Of course.
different? Do you think it's different being here as opposed to, well, you could work out of your home or something like that?
You need a place to go away from. I don't see that being productive for anybody. I mean, you could get lazy at home. I'm not a lazy person. I'm a hard worker, and I want something to look forward to, to kind of change the scenery. And I have a creative outlet to do that, so which makes it it's a huge bonus. Okay, well, I can show you some of the products that I have and some of the plants and stuff. So this is I don't know if this is necessarily for sale because it's kind of out there, but I always have a big kind of a show plant here, and it's just gone wild. I've had this plant probably about at least 10 years for sure, but it's one of those things. But I do want to show some of my products. I have some interesting containers here that I can put flowers or plants in. Of course, I have some of our wire service containers here. I'm sure I should have straightened this up before anybody came in here, but when you're busy, that's the way it is. I do offer some religious items as well. You can put those in the center of a flower arrangement or a plant garden, whatever you want to do. We do have some items for the husband or just somebody who likes trucks. Of course, these are some of the plant gardens I was talking about that I'm doing, with a different type of container. This one, I think it's pretty cool looking. Get too technical on it. I know what my shop does every week, so and I just go on plain instinct, really. That's the best way to do.
How long does it take you to do an arrangement?
I can, if I'm in a hurry, I can do it between 5 and 8 minutes.
Oh wow.
If I can find all my tools. But yeah.
How do you get inspired, and come up with new ideas for stuff?
I have visions of it. It's kind of like imagining, kind of what something looks like. And I really go by what people tell me. You have to listen to your customers. I try to do it sometimes. Just kidding. You have to listen to your client and just kind of go from there. I do everything off the cuff and try to use my natural talent.
So do you think giving flowers will ever change? Do you think this is even like during the pandemic?
Everything changes, but it really stays the same. It's basically, the customers want something pretty, and it has to be great because you're actually representing what they feel, which makes it a very sensitive business to be in, because you're representing someone else. You're representing how they feel about that person, or you have to make sure that it looks great, that your flowers are good quality, and that's one thing that it's hard enough as it is, but I really have to watch quality. I want good stuff. I was just talking to a supplier yesterday about it, because we're getting to know each other. She's a new representative for me, and I just told her, I said, I'm not anyone's garbage disposal. I'm here to sell beautiful flowers and make people happy. And that's it.
What advice would you give to someone looking to enter this career?
I would say it's make sure that it's something that you really love, and that's with any career, but it's hard work. It's not just sitting around making things and making beautiful things. There's a lot of work to it. But if you're creative and you have an artistic background, that's very helpful also. So,
you accepting proteges?
Not at the moment, because like I said earlier, I'm enjoying this time alone.
Yeah, it's very peaceful back here.
Yes, I have actually trained a couple of people recently. You do have to have some backup people.
That's beautiful. Okay, tell us how to get in touch with you.
Well, of course, my shop name again is Flowers and More, and we're at 113 East Vine Street here in Murfreesboro, and my website is www.flowersandmoreflowershop.com, and we're on Google, we're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, as often as a semi-old timer can get on there. So that's it.
Thank you, Scott.
Well, thank you so much.